After 10 years of war, more than 320,000 troops are coming home with traumatic brain injury, or TBI. And though many of them do eventually get better, tens of thousands suffer for years, and there is no proven treatment. Colorado Public News has found the military is 2 years behind on testing one treatment which shows promise. In Iraq, Margot Vare was a fearless Humvee gunner. CBS even featured her in a story about women in combat. But things changed when an explosion threw her into this turret.
Can you smile for me?
Is that good?
A traumatic brain injury paralyzed Margot's face. Though her paralysis went away, at just 23 years old, she was 100% disabled with memory loss and severe migraines, one of tens of thousands of soldiers with ongoing problems. After several failed treatments, including brain surgery, the one-time Colorado high school soccer star has found her best remedy has been hyperbaric oxygen.
It's good.
Now, after more than 100 treatments paid for by donors, the veteran who couldn't think straight a year ago can now follow a recipe.
For one, I'm not on medicine, so that's not clouding up my judgment. And it's easier to comprehend just the simple things like 1/4 cup is not 1/4 teaspoon.
Margot and other troops have been treated at Boulder's Rocky Mountain Hyperbaric Institute. Its president, Eddie Gomez, explains pure pressurized oxygen has been approved by the FDA for healing wounds and carbon monoxide poisoning. Scientists say it could help TBI because it revitalizes damaged tissue.
They're idling nerves. It's a little halo around that injury. And the oxygen gets to those neurons. It helps wake them back up, gets them active.
Though dozens of brain-injured soldiers are finding oxygen is helping their symptoms, it is not approved by the FDA to treat TBI, so the military won't pay for it. But 2 years ago, in an urgent call to help the alarming number of brain-injured soldiers coming home, Congress put pressure on the Pentagon to start large-scale testing on hyperbaric oxygen. Congressman Pete Sessions led the charge back then, and he is frustrated the military is late starting research which was supposed to have been finished by last year.
We have too many members of the military that are still suffering, that commit suicide on a daily and weekly basis. And I believe it's our obligation to do the very best we can to make sure that these men and women receive the best treatment.
But finally, the results are in the hands of doctors treating TBI. Hyperbaric oxygen studies have begun on soldiers at Fort Carson and elsewhere.
We have room for up to 18 soldiers.
Fort Carson's lead investigator, Lieutenant Colonel Rob Price, is a military doctor and hyperbaric specialist.
When I treat patients with dive injuries, it is a miracle cure. And to see that kind of miracle occur means that maybe there is something to it in TBI, and we need to look into it further.
So why did it take an army which can invade another country in 6 months more than 2 years to start testing on a treatment which could help hundreds of thousands of injured troops? Price says there were months of committee meetings, hiring contractors, leasing the research facilities, and acquiring the hyperbaric chambers. It will be at least another 3 years before the tests show whether oxygen is the cure the military is looking for. By then, there may be thousands of new brain injuries, and veterans like Margot Vare will have to wait. At Fort Carson, Carol McKinley, Colorado Public News.